Daytime with Aston Avery on Gateway 97.8.
Thank you for coming home. Sorry that the chairs are all warm. Left them here, I could have sworn. These are my salad days, slowly being eaten away. Just another play for today. Oh, but I'm proud of you, but I'm proud of you. Nothing left to make me feel small. Luck has left me standing so tall. Suit and the face, you knew that he was there on the case. Now he's in love with you, he's in love with you. Love is like a high prison wall. You can leave me standing so tall. Go, always believe in your soul. You got the power to know you're indestructible. Always believe it, 'cause you are gold. The land that you're bound to return. There's something I could learn. You're indestructible. Always believe it. Love is like a high prison wall. You can leave me standing so tall. Go, always believe in your soul. You got the power to know you're indestructible. Always believe it, 'cause you are gold. I'm glad that you're bound to return. There's something I could learn. You're indestructible. Always believe it.
So true there. There's tribute to Spandau Ballet with their version of the Spandau Ballet song Gold here on Gateway 97.8 on your smart speaker, on your phone, online on 97.8 FM. It's Basildon and East Thurrock's brightest sound, our local radio station. It is from the heart of Eastgate. It's the second hour of Friday's edition of Daytime with me, Aston Avery. In this hour, I have travel updates as well as showbiz. Great music, including local artists. Gold hits as well from the 1980s, 1990s. I'll give you some of the days in history later this hour. Job spots, that's on the way shortly. If you're looking for work in and around the local area, go and grab a pen and paper because I have a list of job vacancies lined up for you right now. Daytime with Aston Avery. Now, Spandau Ballet, they are a very popular music group from the 1980s, and lead singer Tony Hadley still goes about today as well, singing all those amazing songs from Spandau Ballet, but not just Spandau Ballet, but swing songs as well. But joining me right now to discuss their upcoming appearance at the Towngate Theatre that is happening on Saturday, 20th of April, is Dean Moorcroft, who is the drummer for the Spandau Ballet tribute So True, who joins me as my guest in this part of Daytime. Dean, welcome to Gateway.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dean. I have to say, Spandau Ballet is a big group to take on, especially 1980s popular fame as well.
It certainly is, yes, it certainly is. And a lot of people, when they think of Spandau Ballet, they think of the Gold, True, Barricades. But Spandau Ballet, if you have a good listen, they had a hell of a lot of singles back in the day, especially the early 80s.
Especially early 80s, because that's when they were known really for their popular music, as you mentioned, like Gold there, which was played there. You also got Cut a Long Story Short, Through the Barricades, of course, which is another one of their biggest hits as well.
Fly for You, Lifeline, the list does go on, so, you know, check it out.
And it's amazing, really, to see Spandau Ballet actually get revitalised by a tribute band like yourselves for So True as well. And you're the drummer for the group, as I mentioned right at the beginning here as well. But having endorsements, say, like from Gary Kemp, who's one of the Spandau Ballet members as well, must be amazing.
It's absolutely fantastic, and plus that as well. At Christmas time on the BBC, they done a show called All Gold, and they actually put a cameo appearance of us actually on the show. On BBC Two it was over at Christmas time, which was great, and we've been in contact with one or two of the members. Tony Hadley has met our lead singer as well, and he's endorsed us, and I've actually met Steve Norman myself at Chinnery's at Southend, and what a great guy. He's a sax player, obviously, that made the true sax sound, and he totally endorses us. They're fully on board with what we're doing, so it's been great.
Now, it's not just the show itself. It's not going to be just Spandau Ballet hits. It's going to be also kind of coinciding with Tony Hadley's solo work at the same time, I see, as well.
That's right, yes. We've got a couple of Tony Hadley solo tracks in there as well, which obviously we enjoy playing as well, because there's a couple of good solo songs that he done as well, which is great. And it's our first time at the Towngate, although we've done a lot of shows all around the country. We've gone down to Dorset. That clip that you played of ourselves playing Gold, that was from the biggest festival in the UK, which is Tribfest. That was up in Yorkshire the back end of last year. But it's been great to come back to Basildon, especially for myself.
Yes, because you're really local, aren't you, Dean?
I certainly am, yes. I'm one of the old ones. I actually went to Langdon School, which is quite local. Do I say the year I left? That gives it all away.
Probably not. It'll be easier because you've got to keep it fresh.
Shall I keep that quiet?
Yeah, keep that quiet. I think keep that quiet. But then the actual group So True here. How did it first come about in place here, Dean?
It started about 2 years ago. We've been running just literally not long after COVID, and it was made up of all different members that had not met each other before, and slowly but surely we've pieced it together. And like I say, we've done shows all around the country, from the bottom of the country to the top. But like I say, it's great to come back, and certainly to come to Basildon. It's going to be so exciting.
And especially as well when, like yourself, Dean, there's probably other members that are from the Essex area as well that are going to be thinking, I'm coming back home to perform, for example.
Yeah, there's four of us that are based Essex-based. Our lead singer was actually a cricketer, again, back in the 80s. He was a cricketer for Essex, Ian Pont. If anyone's listening that used to or still does follow cricket, they may know of him. So it's going to be a great night. It's going to be a great night.
And obviously with Ian there, how's he managed to take up singing after his cricket career here?
He's changed the cricket bat for a microphone, I think. Do you know what I mean? It's slightly different angle, but he loves it, and he's great with a crowd. He's a very good responder with a crowd, and he cracks a few jokes as well, which is good as well. So.
But the big question is, he's had to pull off like Tony Hadley, the lead singer of Spandau Ballet there, which it can be a hard feat, of course.
It's a challenge. It's a challenge. Myself, I went actually saw Tony Hadley at the Cliffs Pavilion on Tuesday night. He was doing his swing tour. And he's still got it, Tony Hadley, although his leg's playing him up now. He has a problem with his knee and that, and he's had an operation on it and that. But he's still got it, and it's a challenge for him. But we certainly pull it off. People have to come and watch it to see if they think we pull it off or not.
Because that's the absolute thing as well. And obviously, as I mentioned earlier, it's great to get endorsements from like the members of Spandau Ballet, Gary Kemp, as we mentioned, Tony Hadley, and Steve Norman as well, who goes about doing private gigs now and again.
He does,
as well.
yeah, he does. And like I say, you know, like when I went down and met him and that, and it was great. He came over to me and was like, "Oh, I've seen your videos and that." And for someone that is in a famous band like that, it's really nice. It's a really nice privilege to be spoken at. They're great guys, they really are.
But the actual music side of things as well here, when you have to learn all these Spandau Ballet songs there, did it take time to learn those songs, especially when it came to musical instruments?
It certainly did. It certainly did, especially for myself, because the actual equipment from a drums point of view, I use different sounds, and it took me a hell of a long while to try and master the original sounds from the 80s songs, because the 80s soundtrack is very much like an electronic sound, especially when I say that, especially with Basildon, you've got your 80s bands like Depeche Mode, Alison Moyet, Vince Clarke, Erasure, they're all were local, so 80s is very much an electric sound, and that's the sound that I bring to my drums when I play as well.
And it's obviously as well, like with certain songs, they do take time, depending what songs they are as well, I'm guessing.
Yes, they can be very tricky for different members of the band. Obviously, some songs are harder than others. From a drummer point of view, you've got to try and keep the energy up after you've done 2 hours. I don't need to go to the gym, I really don't.
One aspect as well here, normally with a group there, it's usually the drummer that sets the tone and like the beat, if I'm right in saying as well.
Yeah, they always call it the heartbeat of the band, and you've got to try and keep on that heartbeat. You've got to keep it going, because if you start flagging towards the end of the show, it's not good.
So how long have you been playing drums yourself here, Dave?
14. I was 14 when I first started playing, and I'm still not going to give the age away, so don't try and see.
I'm not going to ask, don't worry about that.
But yeah, it's a long while.
And that also, as I said here, obviously we've heard Gold, but then obviously probably the biggest one, and this is like, you get 2 versions of this as well, and I think it's Through the Barricades, isn't it? You've got like the shortened down version, and you've got the longer version, which is over like 5 minutes, if I'm right in saying.
That's right. Yeah. It's sometimes you'd know more this than me. Is obviously radio edit. Sometimes they have to have smaller versions and that, and longer versions. But again, that's a great track. Do you know what I mean? It's a fantastic song.
And obviously with the actual instruments as well here, and obviously the singing side for Ian there, did he have to learn those off by heart and then take chance and look at the lyrics where he had to at the beginning there as well?
Yeah, in the early days, he's put a hell of a lot of effort and time into literally drilling the words and the vocals and learning them, because it's a lot of songs to be able to remember through the whole night, because obviously we do all the big hits and that, but we also do some of their lesser known songs as well, which has really gone down really well. We've had a great following, because although Tony Hadley goes out and he does his swing and that, he doesn't necessarily do a big portion of Spandau now, believe it or not. It's half and half with Tony now, so.
And especially as well that he's appeared on like our TV screens there doing I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, Celebrity MasterChef as well on top of that. So he still goes out and does the bits where he can, of course.
Yeah, he's very, very proactive. I know Martin Kemp in the band. He also does a disco and a DJ set, and we're actually working with him in Dorset. I think that's in June time. He's doing an 80s disco set, and we're there on the Friday, he's there on the Saturday, so apparently he's going to meet up with us and have a chat.
And the great thing is as well, not only is Martin Kemp also part of Spandau Ballet, he was an actor as well in his time as well. And
he certainly was, yes. He was, and also the Krays, wasn't he? He was in the film with the Krays and EastEnders and that, so they seem quite talented chaps, don't they?
Although he's the only Spandau Ballet member to do Masked Singer, though, Martin Kemp, with his wife, of course.
That is true. That is true. Yeah, that is true. So true. Oh, that's a corny joke.
That was a joke.
Sorry.
we'll let you have that.
I always have to put one corny joke in. Sorry.
Well, when it comes to like lighting and sound effects here, are they included in this show as well?
Oh yes. We have a full light show, and it's fully all, and every show is all the lights have all worked out and works the way of doing it and that. So yeah, it's all great. It's all great.
And obviously finding the time to rehearse when you're actually not gigging here is another factor as well.
It certainly is, yeah. It certainly puts pressure because, one or two of us have also got, day jobs, if you like, as well as this glamorous rock star job that everyone thinks we've got. So it's a challenge, and family and that as well, which is a challenge. We're coming on to family. The 20th of April is actually my dad's birthday, so shall I buy him a ticket or shall I make him pay?
I think you should buy him.
Shall I buy him one?
You should buy
for
him
his
one.
present.
I think you should, because it'll be a nice present.
Yeah, I'll wrap it up for him. He'll be well pleased.
Just you have to say you've been endorsed by Spandau Ballet. That'll be the best thing about it. But then also as well here, Dean, as well. Will you make like music tracks down the line as well? Hopefully, fingers crossed.
We have done one or two songs already. We do one of our own songs called Roller Coaster in our set. We obviously we're aware that people are there to see Spandau Ballet. They're not there to see our own songs, but they've been really good, the audience, with one or two of an original song as well. So we normally just do the one, but it's been great. So yeah, we do have that on as a little sideline for ourselves as well. So.
But mudding around like your day life and then going into like a rehearsal time there is obviously a challenge, as you mentioned earlier there. But how such challenge is it for like budding musicians out there as well to muddle everyday life into actual rehearsing here?
It must be really, really hard. And I see that yourselves do a lot for up and coming acts and that. Yesterday you had a chap called Charlie on, and it's a fantastic song and that. And it's a hard thing to get into, and I always say, and I say it again, just keep at it. If it's your passion, just keep at it. A lot of places, especially in the Basildon, Thurrock area, there's a lot of like open mic things that they do of a Wednesday, Tuesday, Mondays. Get yourself into those if you're thinking of singing or playing and that. They're great little starters to get over the nerves of playing and being in front of people and that. And once you're hooked, I call it my drug. It'll never leave me. It's a passion that you just can't leave. It's great.
And where do you see the group So True actually end up going? Would you like to see yourselves actually get yourself into bigger venues down the line as well?
We have actually got quite a big festival coming up. It's not too far away from here. It's at the Brentwood Centre. That's on the 30th of June. On Sunday the 30th of June, but that's incorporating a Billy Joel Experience tribute. They're coming from Holland, as well as Max, the Elton John tribute as well. But the Billy Joel Experience, it's literally, if someone goes on Facebook, just type in the Billy Joel Experience, or obviously go onto our Facebook page, which is So True, and you'll see this Billy Joel Experience. I can't wait to watch them. They're fantastic.
So, Dean, how can our listeners find out more about the So True Spandau Ballet Tribute Band, and also want to get tickets to go and come and see you at the Towngate Theatre?
Okay, if you just go on to, like I say, Facebook, Instagram, X, we're on all the social media sites and that, and literally type in So True on Facebook or the other media sites. If you want to get tickets for the 20th of April at Basildon in the Miriam Suite, it's literally go on the Towngate Theatre website, and the ticket link is all up there. It's all there. It's all ready to go.
So Dean Moorcroft there, who is the drummer for the Spandau Ballet Tribute So True. Thank you for joining me on Gateway 97.8 today to discuss about your upcoming appearance at the Towngate Theatre in April.
That's great. Thanks for your time today. I really do appreciate it. It's brilliant. Thank you.
Dean Moorcroft here on Gateway 97.8, drummer for the Spandau Ballet Tributes. They're So True, and they're going to be appearing at the Towngate Theatre on Saturday, 20th of April. Well, on the way, Shorty, I do have gold here.